Good day, people. So, as of now, if you didn't hear, Karmelo Anthony's sentence has dropped. He was sentenced to 35 years. And now that I think about everything, I'm going to be straight up. He's a fool. He's a fool, man. You got to be a fool to carry a knife to a track meet. A fool. You know, after the trial was over, I watched the footage. I don't know if that's his family or that's the community, but they all irate, going through changes. And I thought about it. I said, there's always black people that want to play the victim. He knew them boys, and them boys know him. He been had problems with those boys. Because who brings a knife, a weapon, to a track meet? He's supposed to have cleats on. And then he's intentionally going into their tent. He's intentionally underneath their tent and they telling him to leave. They're asking him to leave. He refused. And look what he got. 35 years, man. A 19-year-old man would be home at 60. Can't believe this. Because I had to really say to myself, Texas laws is different from any other state in the United States of America. You have the right to stand your ground. I heard you could carry a piece on you, open concealment. Then I said, the boy bought a knife. Something that's easy to carry. It don't make no noise. And it's very deadly. I said, Karmelo Anthony is smart. He said, I'm going to act like I'm a track star. But I'm really a butcher. He had the whole black community up in arms for him. GoFundMe, everything. A real master manipulator. So I'm sitting there feeling a certain way, watching somebody with the same skin color as me. I'm saying, man, they're going to railroad this boy. Until I started thinking deep in thought, deep in space, deep in rhyme. I said, Karmelo Anthony. That's a good manipulator. Don't you know during the trial, they asked him multiple questions about what could he have done, and he answered some of those things. If not during trial, I think during investigation. He could have left. He could have went the other way. He could have did this. XYZ, blah, blah, blah. And then they said, I think during the investigation, interrogation, he was crying. He was crying. And then after that, he had a stone face. This little murderer got the nerve. He got the nerve to have all these adults, all these black people throughout the world, all these black people throughout the United States of America feeling a certain way for him. And he meant to do that to that boy. Because if you're really heartbroken and distraught, you ain't going to be too comfortable. And why he didn't speak at trial? He didn't want to jam himself up. He didn't want to jam himself up. I know. He didn't want to do it. I know. The lawyers know he's a serial killer. Sorry. They didn't hear he was a butcher. You know. Don't you know? His parents was let out into the area where Karmelo would usually be at during trial or during the court days. Don't you know they went out and they never returned to hear the verdict, to hear the sentencing? They never returned. They knew already. They knew their son was never going to come home. If a father, out of both parents, the moms and father, mom and dad, the mom know the child. So the moms didn't want to go back and hear the sentencing. She knew her son was cooked. She knew old boy was done. And the thing that gets me is that the black community was ready to bat for him all the way to the bleachers, knowing this man is smart, 3.7 GPA, and you think he don't got the ability to spin people's minds? This little heathen had the audacity to bring a weapon to school, to a track meet where other people was there with non-weaponry. He brings a weapon. So right there, he was guilty, man. And that's what I said. Yeah, he guilty. You know he's guilty. He wanted to do that. Go to the track meet, use his 3.7 GPA, his image, his humbleness, his meekness to try to get over. But not today, brother. The year 2026. Nobody's playing those tricks. Nobody's going for that. Everybody's doing what they supposed to be doing. And that's nailing y'all black tails to the cross. Nail them. Getting so tired of the black community standing up for what's wrong, glorifying it, and being devastated when the result don't turn in their favor. Tired of all these black people getting over. It's time to get in. Get in line. Get in place. No more getting over. Karmelo Anthony with a K. What that K stand for? Oh, we already know. He already did it. Mm-hmm. See, this the SP combo hour, man. And we gonna drop it. We going in. We ain't playing no games. Because Karmelo didn't play no games. So we ain't playing no games. Because you play a game with Karmelo, you even know what that ends up in. Yep, you got it. Shit. You have other kids out here that's going to do the same thing in the future. You're going to see this. Karmelo Anthony is the start of the new wave of kids bringing in things to harm one another. Remember, Sandy school shootings, all these other school shootings, that's the late 90s to the 2000s. Nah, Karmelo Anthony changed the game. He went silent. He bringing daggers and things that don't make no noise. And you're going to see a lot of other kids follow him. He's a smart guy. And he showed his excellence. He showed his intelligence. 5-day trial. He had the United States of America judicial system go 5 days long. He had a nation on standby for 5 days. He had YouTube bloggers, news outlets, everybody out there holding their breath, holding their thoughts, holding their comments. That's a smart man right there. And he deserved to be incarcerated. Get all them smart young K's off society, off the streets of society, into them institutions. Just like the young guy that just got sentenced, and the young female for the Julio Fulio. Get rid of all of them. Bunch of disturbed people that need to be removed from society because the way they carry themselves. And I'm telling the truth. Because he'd have unalived my children, I'd have been upset. Extremely upset. To know that my child went out there unarmed and somebody else's child went out there armed and my child's no longer here. What kind of parents he had? Was they aware of him and his behaviors? Did he tell him he had issues in school? Or he was that smart that he just eased on down the road? And the mama's so proud that her child bringing home good reports that she could care less what he was doing. Outside of that, I'm just saying. If you understand what I'm saying, put a 1 in the chat. If you don't care what I'm saying, put a 2 in the chat. If you're just listening, just for the rhetoric and for the laughter and the humor of this dark time, put a 7 in the chat. Other than that, sit back and listen. This country has always promoted bad behavior. Never failed. Since the days of Billy the Kid, Wyatt Earp, Dash Dillinger, Babyface Gangster, Al Capone, Frank Lucas, Jeffrey Dahmer. What's the guy from Timothy McVeigh? I'm just naming a lot of criminal-minded individuals of society that have books named after them, movie deals after them. Karmelo Anthony gonna have a movie deal too. Mark my words. America loves its sick-minded individuals. They catapult into success, infamy, famous. Karmelo Anthony has took the basketball player name, and now forever when you hear Karmelo Anthony, you're going to think of tents and tracks, fields, and unalivings. You're not going to think of NBA. I know. I looked it up on Google. As soon as you put his name in there, you ain't saying about no professional athlete. It showed him. Crime in Texas. You understand? You better. So for the kids out there that want to follow Karmelo Anthony's example, be my guest. There's more prisons out there for y'all. For your YNs. And whatever type of ends out there. You want to follow his way of looking at life, go ahead. There's more jails being built every day. Quiet as kept. You better listen to your parents out there. Your parents tell you to stay in line, stay in line. Stay in the house, stay in the house. Go to school, go to school. Because if you're not doing anything other than what they tell you to do, in prison is where you will be. Now you got a family that every day they wake up, their child is gone. Jeff Metcalf is no longer here. And that's the worst pain a parent could feel, is accidentally making an extra plate of breakfast and that child is not there to answer. Yeah, Mom. Yeah, Dad. School was great. Oh, I beat so-and-so in a video game. Oh, can I get $20 for lunch? They can't do that. He's not here. That's the part that hurts. That's the part that made other human beings say Karmelo Anthony have to be charged. He cannot get away. It must not happen. We must put a stop to this. It's too much going on. These kids need to learn a lesson. And the lesson must be learned. Don't take matters into your own hands. Tell a friend and tell a friend who could tell a friend they're another friend. I just don't get it. I really just don't get it. It's unbelievable. I'm still fixated on this young kid. Had everybody up and all. The initial story, they told him to remove himself from the tent. They jumped up, started fighting with him in self-defense. He did what he had to do. But why? How did you know that there was going to be that hostile towards you? You must have had prior situations with them. You must have knew that once you brought that knife out the house, you was going to use it. You had to know this. You had to. I don't think his parents knew that. But Karmelo knew it. And he did it. And that's my take. I'm not having no more compassion for young adults, young teenagers who choose to go against whatever structure they was given and want to take matters into their own hands. Because I thought about this too. Not one person called 911 when a verbal altercation was occurring. 911 was called after. Are you kidding me? You can't be kidding me. This is the thinking thing. I'm going like this. I'm thinking. Somebody should have called 911, man. And this one that took place. This one that took place. If somebody would have called 911, this one that took place. I could almost guarantee if any adult out there or child that was in close proximity of what was taking place between Karmelo and Jeff, I wouldn't be here right now talking on SP Combo Show. I wouldn't be scratching the side of my face saying to myself with the Malcolm X pose, heck, I'd be talking about something else. But Karmelo got 35 years because it was needed. So now all the other children that was in Karmelo Anthony's space, but understand, he may get 35 too. So it's better to tell an adult, principal, dean, your parents, school nurse, whoever, unless you're going to be the next Karmelo Anthony. Slide to the right. Slide to the left. Lock down. Lights off. For the next 35 years. Slide to the right. Slide to the left. Cell check. Who want that? Evidently Karmelo, because he had a long time to do everything other than bringing that weapon, that knife out to do harm to somebody else's child. And that's where he messed up. And he got to be grateful he didn't get life. He got to be damn grateful he didn't get life. Because life is for the living. And now this man got to live in HE double hockey sticks with an exclamation point until he reached the end of that road till his sentence is up. And at this point, I don't care who I offended. Karmelo Anthony needs to be in jail. He's too smart. He'd have did something sooner or later or sooner, because he's too smart. He definitely would have got around my kids. He definitely would have got around them. So yeah, he's packed up away. And that's just what it is. Case closed. School, family, references, referrals make a difference who's there to speak on your behalf. No matter how much times people try to say you cool, calm, and collective and you good, a cool, calm, and collective good individual don't go out there commencing murder. They don't go out there and gets to commence to unaliving people, harming people, just cause. Agitate me. It's nonsense. You understand? It's pure nonsense. So, once again, parents, to all you parents out there, make sure you have the best relationship you can have with your children before you end up losing your child on either sides of the coin. Life is not promised to none of us. We know this as adults. We need to express that in detail with our children. Because if you're not involved in your kids' lives, at the end you have no choice but to be involved at their court case. One way or another. You will learn from your mistakes in this country and life itself. Like, I don't know if Karmelo had both parents in the household. I don't know who framed this way of thinking. All I know is the worst thing he did was admit that he did it. The worst thing that he did was cry and then go back into a character of seriousness and numbness. People pay attention to body language more so than was it verbally spoken out of your mouth. If you know how to talk, you're good to go. If you don't have that gift, you're a potato roll. I have kids, daughters, and sons. And I would like to think that my sons and daughters would come to me when they're in time of need, so I can help them the best way I know how. But I'd be utterly destroyed if that was me. One of mine unalive another child out there. Or vice versa. One of my children go out there and never come back home. Nobody have the right to take matters into their own hands. And I'm so glad Donald J. Trump is the president enforcing them laws. Let everything run through the government when it comes to this. That's all I gotta say. Black people, stop cheering for the nonsense. Do what you gotta do. Teach your kids right. Align your kids in the right spaces. Align your kids with the right people. And get off this nonsense. Make sure your kid is straight. Not out there being a delinquent, a misfit. Because America don't got no time for all this nonsense. America is a fatigued country. You name it, somebody else is fatigued about it. And that's just what it is. Y'all have a good one, man. And make sure tomorrow it's not your child that underlies somebody else's child. Good day.